All right, guys, it is Sunday night. Tomorrow we are going down to Washington Courthouse, Ohio, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away. We're going to hang out with my friend Brett, who used to work at our police department, and we're going to have some game stores. He said that one of them has a half off sale on all their games, so we're definitely going to go down there and check that out for sure. What's up, guys? Be right with you. We had a heck of a 2 days, man. I'm telling you. You are not going to want to miss this. The long pour. All right. Let's get this started. What is going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of the pickups. Now, normally I would like splicey right here and show you guys some of the garage sale pickups before we did the video game stuff. However, we did not go to any garage sales this week. We only went to 5 pawn shops. Monday, it's been a busy 2 days. Monday, I met up with a friend of mine, Brett Hamilton, who used to work at the same place I work at. He moved, got another job. It was about an hour and 15 minutes away, so I said, yeah, man, I'll come down and hang out. He said, yeah, one of these pawn shops is a Cashland Advance where I picked up those PS3 games for like $1. They got one of those down there, so I was super excited about that. And then he said the other pawn shop is having 50% off all their games. They got so much inventory, they're just slicing prices, right? So, before we get started, I did get the other wing for my pterosaur, and we did get the other leg for tarantulas from our Beast Wars Transmetals that we picked up in that toy lot. I wanted to make sure that I remembered to show those off. I actually got these last video, but I totally forgot about them. Whew. It's my first one, I swear, as far as you know. Anyway, so Monday morning I trek an hour and 15 minutes south, hang out with Brett. It was good to see him, man. He's doing well. He's got a new girlfriend, a house, a dog, awesome video game collection, the whole thing. He flies planes now, which is crazy to think about. Because when I knew him, he couldn't really run a radio and a telephone. Now he's flying airplanes, so I'm sure I'll get a text. I'm just kidding, man. You're awesome. I love you. But, we hear all this stuff about there aren't any games out there anymore. I don't want to hear it. We just had 2 amazing days. You have to hunt. If you want to be a hunter, hunters gotta hunt, man. Write that down. Go down to these places. They have never seen anything like me before. I go in there, I wheel, I deal, I knock them down on price, then I bundle everything together and then get a bundle price. And when I leave, they're like, what the hell just happened? I'm the shark. I don't worry about sharks. I'm the shark. Them little guppies in there finding 75-cent sports games, they look out for me. Anyway, let's just get started. We hit up a Cashland Advance. And at the Cashland Advance, you guys have all these in your communities, or whatever they're called. It's basically like a pawn place where they sell stuff also, not just jewelry or whatever, but they really take pretty much anything, and they do like payday loans. So it's like a pawn shop and a payday loan place, which is crazy. And they're closing these down. So what's happening is the stores that are closing down are sending their inventories to other stores. If you remember, 5-6 videos ago, I picked up a bunch of PlayStation 3 games for like 99 cents. That's because there was like 2 or 3 stores that closed and they sent all their inventory to this store. So Brett says that this place has a ton of inventory, and I knew that this place was taking inventory from other stores. So we get there, and you were asking about PlayStation 3 games. She's like, oh, those are $5 each. Okay, let me take a look. She's got boxes, like banker boxes of these things. She brings them out. We look through them. She's not budging on price. And then we're like, well, you got a 360 game. She's like, oh yeah, I got a bunch of those in the back. I could do $2 each on the 360 games because I have so many of them. And trying to explain to somebody that PS3 and Xbox 360 are the same console generation, so consistently the prices are about the same. I mean, sure there's some differences in a couple of the games, but a Castlevania on the PlayStation 3 is about the same price as a Castlevania on the Xbox 360. So she brings everything out, and we got these for, I think it's about $80 there. We got these for $2 each. So we'll just rip through them, man. We got Borderlands 2, Borderlands, Splinter Cell, Conviction. I'd never heard of that game. Not as valuable as I thought it was. Picked up Dirt. I'm going to add that to the collection. Ninja Gaiden 2. $12 to $15 game here, guys. So if you see that one out in the wild, pick it up. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. We got Lord of the Rings War in the North. John Woo's Stranglehold. I actually heard this is a decent game, so I might give that a playthrough. Dragon Age Origins. Quantum Theory. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Bound by Flame. And Armored Core 5. Next stack here. We got a lot of games. Darksiders. Wolfenstein. Now, if you don't have this game or you've never had this game on 360 before, this thing has like 4 discs. It's like it's crazy to think about, a 4-disc game. Final Fantasy 13. That one also has like 3 discs. And then we picked up the Resident Evil games here. We got Resident Evil Revelations, Operation Raccoon City 5 and 6. Not bad prices there for $2 each. But we also picked up Xbox Live Arcade, which is cool. We picked up Sniper Elite Silver Star Edition. That one's probably going to my collection. Don't overlook this game. SpongeBob Hero Pants. And about $13-15 for that game, if you can believe it. A Tomb Raider. And then I actually picked up 3 copies of Minecraft, but I gave one to Brett, so I'm missing a copy of Minecraft. Deadpool, quick seller right there. Grand Theft Auto 5. This one's actually really complete. Both discs, the map, everything. And then the last one here, Number One Hits Lips. Again, about a $15 game. I think it's like a karaoke or sing-along game. I need to sell this before my daughter finds it, or else she's going to want to keep it. So, before we leave, I stacked up all these games on their counter. So I'm going to go check out the DS and Game Boy games. Didn't really see anything in there that I wanted as far as Game Boy Advance games. I really do like collecting for the Game Boy Advance. It's a solid console. DS games were $5, and 3DS games were $10. Now, I said, well, what if I buy 5 DS games? She was like, oh, I could do $3. So I said, perfect. Hey, if I bought, because they had like Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS, a couple Mario games, Mario Kart, a couple Pokemon games. I said, if I bought all these 3DS games, would you be able to do 5? And she said, no, the lowest she could go is 8. So I figured, you know what, I'll just cut my losses. I'm not going to upset this lady anymore. So for $3 each, we picked up 3 copies of Mario Kart DS. I'm Mario Kart DS rich right now. I think I got 6 copies of that. And then these will be quick turners right here. 2 copies of Super Princess Peach. So I think that was a successful trip. That was our first pawn shop of the day. Woo! So like I said, that was our first stop of the day. I'm like, this is going pretty well. We'll be okay here. We go to this next place. It's called Fast Cash Pawn Shop in in Washington Courthouse. They were having 50% off of their video game stuff. Games that were on the shelf. Games that were sort of in the collector's cabinets or consoles, not so much. Although he did kind of wheel and deal with us a little bit. Guys, it's been a tough 2 days, man. I feel like, let's see, I spent 6. I probably spent about 10 hours in the last 2 days in and out of pawn shops. So, knock these out. Xbox 360 games. So this was $4. Again, these games are, what do I do with the other games? I had some other games here. There they are. Let me slide these over here. I'm screwing up the show. All right, because those were behind the counter. These were all half off. I promise. All right, I'd never seen this one. 99 Nights for the 360. Never seen that game before. I'll just tell you that it was $4. So definitely picking that up. There is no manual in there. I don't know if it came with a manual. The case is absolutely destroyed, but it's like a Dynasty Warriors type clone. So that looked pretty cool. And then I picked up, these were $5 each, the Serious Sam collection. So I grabbed both of those. Looks like about 12 or 15 bucks each on those. So again, not a lot of profit. We should be able to get our money back on most of this, if not all of it, and make just, you know, $3 or $4 a game. And when you buy this many games, it adds up, right? This is going into the collection if I don't have it. Blood Rain 2, that was $2.50. Complete. Very nice condition there. You got PS2 is probably the console that I care the most about collecting for, just because I love it so much. This was $2, good deal here. Crash Nitro Kart. That was complete. Again, very nice condition. You know, it's like a $12 game. So $2, $2.75 medium ale, $12. You know, we're not making that much money on that. Jack and Daxter. This was $1. $1 make you holler. The Precursor Legacy. I had this loose disc. So I put my loose disc in the doubles bin, and now we have a complete copy, which is cool. $5 for this game. This game will sell pretty well. Punch Out for the Wii. $5. I've never played this. I've had this game like 3 or 4 times. I've never actually played it. I got some stuff for the PlayStation 3 collection. The 2 of these games will probably go in there. For $2, we got Dragon's Age 2. This is the BioWare Signature Edition with the shiny cover, which is cool. $3.50 here. We're selling this one. Digimon All-Star Rumble. I don't play Digimon or Pokemon or any kind of mon. These I'm adding to the collection for sure. $2, man. The Steelbook edition of Beyond Two Souls, a game that I have not played. Complete, very nice. Very nice. And then a game that I recently picked up. I think I picked this up on 360, and it's in the doubles bin because I just don't play 360. But $2.50. We picked up a copy of Dante's Inferno. This is the Divine edition. So definitely happy to add that to the collection. Then he had some games behind the counter, and I was like, you mind if I look through those? He was like, yeah, come on back. You know, he just come behind the counter. He's like, yeah, just come on back. So Brett and I went behind the counter, started looking through these games. I picked out a bunch of games, and then he started looking them up online. So he's like, well, I haven't even put these out yet. I can't go half on them. He had like Baldur's Gate for PS2. He wanted $10 for that one. He wanted $10 for Spyro Eternal Night on PS2. But I did pick these up. Wii Sports, he wanted $5 for it. No brainer. I'll just sit on this until it's time to trade it into GameStop for 12 or 15 bucks or something. And that's what we'll do with that. And then this is a good game to always pick up. Naval Ops Warship Gunner. Now there is a part 2 that's a little bit harder to find, but this is a Koei Tecmo title. It's a battleship strategy game. I already have it, so yeah, $15 is about what that goes for online. So I'll throw it up for 15 plus $2.75 shipping on top. I'm doing my best Lonnie impression. But wait, there's more. We absolutely obliterated this place because in the collector's counter they have their Game Boy Advance games. So I asked, remember I was saying earlier about their collector's case not being half off. I said, what about these Game Boy Advance games? He's like, yeah, I forgot to mark those half off. So yeah, whatever you want. Okay. I was gonna set that on top of my Nintendo TV, and then I realized that was a great big faux pas. So, this is awesome. Half off. So $1. We got Samurai Jack on the Game Boy. Now I'm gonna play this because I love Samurai Jack, and then I'll probably just throw this to Tyler because Tyler likes Samurai Jack too. So, and I don't really want a label condition there. We got Teen Titans 2. That was $1.50. We got Classic Edition Bomberman. Again, $1.50. I did pick up Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder, which I may keep this one just because I'm a Jurassic Park fan. That was $2.50. And the one that really pays for the Game Boy Advance games there is, this is actually like a $20 game that he had marked at $10. So I got it for $5. It is Godzilla Domination. So we got that for $5, and we'll flip the hell out of that. Looking in their console case, I saw this bad boy sitting in there. just like that. And I was like, wait a minute, let me see that. 25 bucks. Unfortunately, it wasn't half off. It is a Game Boy Advance SP. It is the 101 model with the brighter screen. Music to my ears. Works brilliantly. And it also came with the charger. So you guys know how valuable those are. We'll flip that. And some of these other games, they'll pay for that entire lot. We get to keep everything we want for free, which is the goal. Okay, so I may have lied a little bit. I forgot when we were down there, we actually did hit two pawn shops, or not pawn shops, I said pawn shop. Thrift stores. Picked up $1.99 NASCAR, the game. Not a lot of profit there, but PS3 game for $2. And then we picked up the Lego Ninjago. It's like a carrying case for your figures and your Ninjago stuff. Got the tag still on it, so interested to see what we can get out of that. Lego stuff usually sells pretty good. I think this is Ohio Thrift. $4 Venom on Blu-ray sealed. Not the Spider-Man Venom, this weird, quirky B-movie from 1981 that was published on Blu-ray in 2017. Sterling Hayden, Nicole Williamson, Oliver Reed. That one. Comps online, about 16, 17 bucks plus shipping on top, so definitely grab that. And then back, this wasn't in their video game section. Again, guys, I encourage you guys to check all the parts of the store. This was actually where their books were, which was weird. $4 each, so $3.99. We got Xbox 360 controller, and another Xbox 360 controller. $4 each. They have battery packs on the back, which is good. Unfortunately, they're the rechargeable battery packs, so I don't know if GameStop takes them or they take money off of them for the rechargeable ones, but we'll see. These things were trading into GameStop not too long ago for 16 bucks each, which if we can get up to that price, that's a good lick. All right, so that concludes day one. That was just one day. We got another stack of games here from day two. So backstory, Monday I went with Brett. Tuesday I had to drive like from Pascagoula all the way over to the west side of the city, which is like an hour in morning traffic to get fitted for new uniforms because I was given Employee of the Year, man. So there's it's honoring and humbling and all that stuff for sure. But there's a lot of stuff on the back end that goes into this stuff, like got to get new uniforms and got to have them tailored and got to have a picture taken and speech and all that kind of stuff. So it's my day off this week, my really only day off. I did schlep across town, get these uniforms. They only had like one set of uniforms that I could use. Then I took them to the tailor, and she was like, well, you got to have your vest on. And I'm like, I didn't have a vest, so I called my lieutenant. He came up, brought me a vest, because he's a good dude. Anyway, I was leaving there. I was hot, man. This is like, I left my house at 8 o'clock. This is like noon so it's like 4 hours. This is half my day. So I'm on my way home, and I text my wife, and I said, listen, I'm going to stop at some pawn shops on the way back because you do not want me home right now. I was red hot on the chip, fuming, dynamite, powder keg, ready to explode. So going down Broad Street, there's a pawn shop there. I haven't been in there in probably a year. I stopped in, had some DS games. They have $5 each. And then I said, how much is this little guy? An Action Replay DSi. He said, well, it doesn't have a price on it. Here, just take it. And I'm like, no. I'll give you $5 for it. All the other DS games were $5. This is, for a DS. So I'll give you the same price. And he was happy. He was like, yeah, sure. I'll take it, I guess. I'm like, here's $5, man. Say thanks. Thank you very much to Shad Juice for dropping the knowledge on these Action Replays. Honestly, though, I have probably passed up dozens of these. Dozens of those. I've probably passed up dozens of those at yard sales, pawn shops, thrift stores in the past. But looking at comps online, man, those things are going for $40 and up just for the cartridge. So for $5, very happy to get it. So at that point, I'm happy. $5, we'll probably get maybe $50 out of that. I'm on my way home. I'm like, yeah, we'll stop at these other pawn shops that I haven't been to in a while. And turned out to be very fruitful. So I get to this pawn shop. It's called Easy Pawn, right? And I said, how much are your games? He's like, oh, they're $5 each. I said, okay. Now, I always say this, like, and I always put it in this order. I always say, okay, well, if I buy a lot of games, Can we maybe work out maybe a bundle deal? You guys have always been really great with me in the past. That plants the seed. Psychological warfare. I'm the shark! And he goes, yeah, sure. If you buy more, I'll discount the prices. I say, hey, you used to have these bags of DS games and PSP games. Do you still have those? And he goes, no, we got rid of all those. Like I said, oh, okay. You don't have like a little bag of stuff left? He goes, I don't know. Let me go check. So he comes back, $5 each. We picked up another Action Replay DSi for 3DS, DSi, DS, and DS Lite. Now, he said $5 each, so I'm like, cool, I'll pay $5 for that. I'll pay $5 for Mario Kart. I'll pay $5 for Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'll pay $5 for New Super Mario Brothers 2, and I'll pay $5 for Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy Advance. Awesome. So I go back to the cage where they got the disc-based games, and I said, how much are these? He goes, oh, those are $5 each. Anything Xbox One and PS4, I mean, those are a little bit more. Okay, no problem. So I'm looking through the case. So Wii games, $5. We picked up Mario Kart Wii. Completes, very nice condition. I was looking through their PS3 games. Good. I'm happy to add these to the collection because that's where they're going. God of War Saga. I don't think I've ever seen this. It's a 2-disc game. And check this out. So I'm trying to track down a lot of these collection videos on the PS3. You know, games that are like, you know, have 3 or 4 games in the same series, like, you know, Tomb Raider and Sly Cooper, stuff like that. But check out this lineup, man. God of War, God of War 2, God of War 3, God of War Origins Collection, which includes God of War Chains of Olympus and God of War Ghosts of Sparta. 5 God of War games. That is incredible. This may be the greatest compilation of games for a same series of all time. I don't know. But happy to add that to the collection. And Devil May Cry, the HD remastered or collection or whatever. I don't know if it came with a manual or not. There wasn't one in there. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow on the PlayStation 3. And then finally we picked up a copy of Captain Toad Treasure Hunt. Don't have a Wii U, so that is going to be flipped. Now, I go up to the counter, and he's like, what do you got there? $10, so that's like $50. How about $40? I'm like, no problem. Done and done. 220s. Have a nice hey, I'll be back in about 3 weeks or so to see what you built up again. Thank you so much for working with me. So we got those games for $4 each, which is absolutely insane. Have I mentioned that I'm the shark? I'm the shark! So I leave that pawn shop, and I know that there are 2 pawn shops right next to each other. I forget what the name is. It's like Fast Pawn or something. I don't know. It's got one of them clever names. And then there's a Lev's pawn shop. Now Lev owns like 6 of these pawn shops across the city of Columbus, so he does pretty well for himself. And they don't really care about older games. For some reason, they are locked into this Xbox One, Switch, PS4. Like there is a point. There's a breaking point in their inventory pricing where there's games that are like $20 and they're like, how much you want for that? $5, just get it out of here, right? They don't see the value in it. So I stop at the first pawn shop and I was like, hey man, I just came to, he's like, what's going on? I said, hey, I just came to pillage through your games. Did you get anything new in? Which again, psychological warfare implies I've been there a lot before. He goes, oh, I don't know, we had some stuff in this week and da-da-da-da. I said, okay. I said, hey, if I buy more than a couple, will you be willing to work with me on price? He's like, oh yeah, we'll definitely work with you on price. You're in here all the time. Mind you, I've probably been in this pawn shop 5 times in my entire life. So again, planting that seed. So I got this stack of 5 games. He said, $20. I threw a 20 down on the table and I left. SpongeBob Hero Pants. You guys just saw that game. Again, a $14, $15 game that's kind of overlooked. So awesome. Splatoon on the Wii U, which I don't collect for. Don't have a Wii U. So again, another $15 game right there. And this is why you always check these cases that don't have names on it. It said Wii Sports on the side. I opened it up, and to my surprise, it's a copy of Wii Sports and a Wii Sports Resort, the compilation disc, which was awesome. And then when he told me $20, and that's like $4 a game, I saw these 2 games. I was like, absolutely, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. Whoa, now I'm not going to do it. I'm going to spare you. All right. Last pawn shop of the day. And you guys are probably getting annoyed with it. It's all shtick, I swear to God. So, last pawn shop of the day. I don't know how many of those I'm going to drink, but I can tell you how many I'm going to try to drink. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They had a copy of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $5. Okay? So, the guy comes over and I'm like, yeah, I'll take that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Nice condition, complete, for $5. I said, hey, you have some other copies of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze that they wanted $20 for. They said, well, if you only want $5 for that one, if you want to do $5, I'll buy them all. Now, remind you, this guy, these guys work on commission and getting stuff out of the store and stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, no problem. So in the end, I end up picking up 3 copies of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for $5 each. Again, $15 game or so right there. They also had a copy of Mario Kart 8 for $5. So I opened it and I'm like, oh man, the disc is all scratched up. And like on these Wii U discs, like they get like cuts and scratches across the top. I don't know where that's from, but they wanted $5 for it. So I said, oh, okay, I'll pass on that one. Hey, you got another copy of Mario Kart 8. They wanted $15 for that. I said, well, if you want $5 for that one, can you do $5 for this one? It's the same game. He was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we ended up getting Mario Kart 8 for $5. Pretty good deal right there. Go over to the GameCube games. A lot of the GameCube games are like $5 or $10, stuff like that. This one didn't have a price tag on it. So I said, hey, how much is this game right here? And he knew, this is like the only game in the entire store that was an older game that he knew. Okay, he was like, oh, I think that's the first game of that on the GameCube. I said, I don't know what that means, but okay, sure. So he looks it up and he's like, oh, the best I could do on that game is $20. I said, all right, this is a little steep for my price because it's just going to sit in the backlog and it's just going to sit around for probably a year or two before I get around to playing it. I might just find it at a garage sale or something for $2 or $3. And because they want to make a sale, he immediately went, listen, $15, all yours. I was like, sure, no problem. Picked up a copy of Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. Now again, I'll probably never play this. I'll probably end up selling it. Looks like comps online are about $34. But very complete, nice condition. And, Tyler's into the GameCube, so if he wants this, I'd probably cut him a good deal on that. More than $15, but less than $35, you know what I mean? So that was sort of my luxury pick of the week, right? That was like my high end. The most I spent on a game this week was $15, which is insane. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Pickups. But seriously, though, source, man. Go out there and source. Make friends with your pawn shops. Use those psychological warfare tips, like walking in and going, hey, you guys have always treated me nice in the past. It could have been your first time in the store. They see thousands of people a week. Hey, if I buy a bunch of games, will you work with me on price a little bit? Don't ask, will you give it to me for $1? That's kind of probably the wrong approach. But just say, will you work with me? You guys have worked with me in the past. And, and these guys, they want to get rid of this stuff. But you can't go in there with the attitude like, I'm going to try and get a $15 game for $1, right? You got to kind of meet them halfway. Source your pawn shops, and if you have these Cashland Advanced places that are check cashing places and pawn shops or like hybrids, definitely hit them up and find out if they've got games. I don't know, man. I mean, thrift stores and garage sales are bread and butter. We had a really great week, but I don't know what to tell you, man. I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to clean. It's fun going out and sourcing this stuff. Anybody that resells will tell you. It's fun to go out and source all this stuff. And, oh my God, I got this for $5. I'm going to get $8 out of it. You know what I mean? It's fun to do that stuff. But then you come home and you start looking at these piles and you're like, I got to take stickers off. I got to clean discs. I got to take pictures. I got a list. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. High energy all the time. Go out there and be the shark. See, I held that because I wanted to be over dramatic. Take care of yourself, and we will see you on the next one.